So today, I want to spend a few minutes with you talking a little bit about this whole issue from a doctor's point of view. I'm going to be a little geekier now. I mean, there's so much passion, which is fantastic. I'm certainly for all of that. But I want to give you some maybe medical and scientific basis on which to open Texas now. Okay? Because we're all talking about disease. This is a real disease, as the previous doctor said, and everyone else. This is real deal. And the whole point of the slowdown and the flattening the curve and all of that was to not overwhelm our medical system, which made sense. That's the reason we all went with it, even though we knew this was doing an incredible amount of harm in our civil rights, against the Constitution, and all those kind of things we're talking about. Well, the time has very well passed that point. You know, we've mitigated, the curve is flat, and we're all doing fine. Now the question is, what happens to all of us once we get back to work? What's going on? Because we all have some fear. Whether we want to open up or not, we're still thinking, what is going to happen? So this is what I want to talk to you about. So there's been some recent research came out. They're very, very fine. Of course, different sides will bash this and all kinds of stuff, but I'm going to tell you from my perspective as a practicing physician and as a scientist, when I evaluate these studies, kind of decisions that I'm making based on the certain foundations of mathematics and probability. So one study that people are talking about very, very famously is a study that came out about a week ago from Santa Clara in California. So this Dr. Ioannidis is actually a very, very famous physician. And I looked him up a little bit. I mean, he really is an incredibly accomplished physician. He actually does research by doing research and other researches. Okay, so he's way up there. And so the study that he did was actually very well thought out and very developed. I mean, of course, there's some, every study has a little hole, and all the every media is poking on that. But what the important point of that study is, in that California, the penetration of this virus is actually over 55 to 85 times higher than was previously thought. So which means more people have this, but have not gotten sick. Okay, so that's how you build herd immunity. We're already well on the road to achieving that, and Texas is no different. Okay, so that's where it is. And also, just last Thursday, even though Governor Cuomo in New York said penetration in New York is almost 10 times higher than they were estimating. Okay, these are all great news because that lowers the death rate and all the fear based on, that's what bases, whole shutdown and everything. So they completely changed the whole number system and brings the numbers closer and closer to the flu, which we experience every year. Okay, so this is the reality of what's going on from mathematics and from epidemiological point of view. The other part is, okay, let's go back. Now, what if I get the disease? What then? And of course, you know about the controversy about hydroxychloroquine. I've been posting a lot on Facebook about the HCQ and what I thought about it. And I actually even wrote a letter to Governor Abbott about using that medication to help us get over this shutdown and move forward. Okay, this medication really does work. Nothing is 100% perfect, but in terms of being efficacious in killing the virus and stopping the disease from progressing, there really is nothing else out there that matches this. And it's dirt cheap. Okay, 6 cents a pill. That's why they don't want you to have it, because the drug companies have to make money. Okay? The viral drug they're talking about, the remdesivir, is $1,000 per dose. But that's what they're pushing, not the hydroxychloroquine. So, I don't want to get into all the controversy based on that. But from scientific point of view, from medical point of view, we have an efficacious medicine that can help you stop the disease early. The recent study that people are poo-pooing about from the VA, that it doesn't work. Well, when you look at the study, they gave the medicine too late to people who really were beyond point of saving. Okay, so they give this drug to those people, well, they die, so the drug does not work. It's a horribly flawed study, makes absolutely no sense. This drug has to be given at the right time, just like any other medication that we have in the world. Timing is critical. When it's given time, and I've treated many people with this already, within 1 or 2 days, fevers go down, symptoms improve. Within a week, they're pretty much back to normal. It's an amazing medication, dirt cheap. So what I'm going to close with this. Number one, there's studies out there to tell us that the herd immunity is already well on its way. Okay? And number two, the death rate is much, much lower than has been touted and creating fear on which we're getting the shutdown. And number three, we already have an effective, very inexpensive method of treating you if you get ill. Okay? So let's open Texas now. Let's open Texas now. As a physician, I'm all for this, and we can all help us out. Thank you very much.